such a speech?
Yes.
Representative Tan, the floor is yours.
First of all, I want to announce that to everyone that yesterday the Delaware Senate vote approved marriage equality legislation, guaranteeing that Delaware will become the 11th state that recognizes same-sex couples marriage. According to the Lambda Legal Defense, more than 1,400 legal rights are conferred upon heterosexual marriage couple in the state. By not being allowed to marry, same-sex couples are denied this right. For example, they are denied to apply immigration, insurance breaks, make medical decisions on behalf of partner, and seek leave to care for partner, etc. On the other hand, legalizing same-sex marriage provides economic gain. It increases government revenue and creates jobs. The William Institute at UCLA Law School estimated that the positive economic impacts on legalizing gay marriage in New Jersey to be $248 million over 3 years, creating 800 new jobs and bringing, in addition, $19 million in government revenue. Moreover, imagine how sad it would be that the death certificate reads single, even though the fallen soldier was married to a same-sex partner. Because federal law defines marriage as union of one man and one woman, the military did not recognize the relationship of same-sex couple. That means the partner's right for getting basic survival benefits is taken away. You cannot imagine how sad it would be that you are not able to receive a deceased partner's personal effects and to be present with the full flags at the funeral. Furthermore, legalizing the same-sex marriage also opened the door for LGBT couples on adopting children. An estimated 2 million LGBT people are interested in adopting. However, 1/3 of agencies will reject the LGBT applicant either because of the state law prohibiting the placement with LGBT parents or a policy of placing children only with married couples. Also, from the view of marriage equality, marriage is a promise made between two who love each other. Or one loves the other because he or she loves him or her. It's not about gender. Two people of same sex who love each other should be allowed to publicly celebrate their commitment. We should not take over their right as partner, and that is the reason why we should legalize same-sex marriage. In conclusion, our team thinks the bill H.R. 934, a bill for marriage equality, should be approved for the consideration
10 seconds.
Marriage equality, marriage benefits, military same-sex marriage, economic benefit, and LGBT adoption. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative Tan. Wonderful timing. Negative cross-examination will begin now, length of 1 minute.
I noticed that you talk about these benefits for the LGBT, which would incorporate transsexuals, but I did not see that in the bill for your rights for transsexuals. I'm just wondering what that was about.
We figure that since a transsexual is either born a man or a woman, that if they are allowed to either marry a man or a woman, that there really is no reason why.
A transsexual is either a homosexual or heterosexual. There's no third classification. So it's either or, whichever way you choose.
Also, in the Gender Recognition Act in 2004, it gives legal recognition to transsexuals as being their acquired gender, not their born gender.
Thank you for your clarification.
10 seconds remain.
I was wondering, you said an estimated 2 million are waiting to adopt. You don't have an exact on that, just an estimate. So
You cannot count exactly the amount. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you very much, representatives. At this time, the negative team has 30 seconds to prepare for their first constructive. Your preparation time starts now. Excellent. Representatives, we will now open the floor to a negative constructive length of 3 minutes for the bill. Do I have such a speech? Representative King, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, representatives. I'm here to voice why I believe this bill should not be passed. Let me start by saying that we are not against gay marriage. In fact, I'm personally completely for it and would love to see it legalized. However, the bill presented before us does not display how I believe same-sex marriage should be legalized. For starters, in the bill, it states that this law should be legalized between consenting adults. It goes into further detail by saying consenting means of sound and willing mind. By saying sound mind, this doesn't seem right to me, because what is wrong about this is that this restricts union of same-sex couples who may be developmentally disabled, or another way of putting mentally retarded. Well, this is strange, because in a large number of states across the U.S., it is legal for mentally handicapped individuals to get married into a heterosexual relationship. It seems that by legalizing this bill, we would be allowing for an unfair society that believes that developmentally disabled are not of equal status if they are in fact homosexual or bisexual. The second point I'd like to acknowledge is how this bill will be permitting a marriage between adults of age differing from state to state. The problem with this is that adolescents around the legal age, once again varying on the state, may lack the reasoning and understanding of the seriousness of their decision. In some states, this would allow a 16-year-old to participate in same-sex marriage. While this is beautiful if the teen is in love, the teenager may not realize how, despite false beliefs, society is not as accepting of same-sex couples as we had thought. This could get the teen into trouble with harassment or etc. down the road. If a 16-year-old lacks the cognitive ability to buy their own rated R ticket into a movie, should we really be allowing them to make a decision as serious as marriage in a society where homosexuality is not accepted by a majority of people? And I hate to bring up such a personal and tragic topic, but as we are all hopefully aware, a high schooler from Mendota recently got harassed to the point of suicide because of his sexual orientation. This strictly shows how unaccepting and not yet tolerable society is, and we definitely would not want an instance like this to occur again. Also, before legalizing this bill, I would like to see something added to it. Before a homosexual couple gets married, let me propose this idea, and I ask for open minds. And I believe that homosexual couples who are looking to get married should attend a few counseling sessions beforehand. We believe this would be very beneficial for the couple, because these counseling sessions would give the couple more insight into the world they will be entering. It will teach them how to deal with scrutiny, discrimination, and harassment. These counseling sessions will only further strengthen the couple's bond and love for each other. We would like these couples to engage in counseling sessions to share their experiences, good and bad, of living an open homosexual relationship in a predominantly anti-gay society. To conclude, this bill does not whatsoever account for as many people, their rights, and the assurance of their safety as it could.
Thank you very much, Representative King. Your time has ended. Affirmative team, you have 1 minute to cross-examine this speech. Your time starts now.
Representative King, if you said that society is unfair, then why are more and more people coming out? For example, Jason Collins was recently the first openly gay active player within the NBA. He came out. Tim Cook, most influential gay man in America, according to the Huffington Post, is Steve Jobs' successor. Alan DeGeneres, Anderson Cooper, leader reporter for CNN. Exactly, but society is more and more accepting as more and more people are coming out with high, powerful positions.
They're coming out because they're trying to act as advocates. They are powerful people in our country acting as advocates for a cause because they are scrutinized by society. That's why there has to be a cause. They are advocates for a cause because they are scrutinized.
We are taking steps towards it. More and more people are coming out. We're taking more and more steps towards acceptability. We are accepting these people, so we do not need to have these counseling sessions.
10 seconds.
It's a 1 step forward, 2 step back, though, because some people who come out do still continue to get harassed, if not more so than they had been before.
So that is similar to the civil rights movement, in which black...
Thank you very much, Representatives Kelsey, Line, King, and Bellino. Affirmative team, you have 30 seconds to prepare for your second constructive, and your time for preparation starts now. Excellent start. Nice job. Ten seconds. Our affirmative preparation time is now ended. Representatives, we will open the floor to a 3-minute second constructive and affirmative of the bill. Have I such a speech?
Yep.
Representative Liu, the floor is yours.
Okay, love, L-O-V-E, refer to passionate affection for another person. It's a really, really abstract word. You can never touch it, or hear it, or taste it. It's only through feelings. By marrying to a loved one, we basically grant them a practical love, a secure love, in which both persons' civil rights and benefits is protected. We believe that this protection should not be changed simply because they choose to love someone who is the same gender. The LGBT group as a whole should have the inherent right to secure their love, to enjoy the 1,100 benefits just like everybody else. Furthermore, wedding costs lots of money, as we all know. Gay marriage, according to statistics, gay marriage in the United States roughly, in New York City is dropping 10% of all marriage, creating 259 million in economic activity and 16 million in taxes in 1 year. Average wedding is priced about 25,000, with approximately 640,000 unmarried gay couples in the U.S. Potential dividends are huge. And secondly, with the two-age couple, they're more likely to have to work adult. About adoption, LGBT group is the dominant force in adopting orphans and unwanted children. According to LGBTadoptionoptions.com, in 2000, only 65,000 children were adopted by LGBT. By 2012, the number increased almost 100, reaching 110,000 at the end of the year. Yet still, like Joa have mentioned, there's still organizations denying adoption application just because of the fact that they're not married, indirectly imply that they could not provide a stable family like heterosexual could. By passing this bill, not only the couple, but also kids would be benefit from being in a loving family. I know you guys will argue that America's not ready. Why do we have to get ready for equality? We always wanted freedom and equality. Never a time in history when we need to wait for equality to come. This is already something that's come into our life. It's unstoppable. Even President Barack Obama said, "I used to teach constitutional law, and I think that there is certainly a strong basis for determining, in fact, in this age, given what we now know, given the changes that have been taking place in states around the same
10 seconds.
that the same couples should be treated fairly and have the same rights and benefits." In conclusion, I would like to say that this bill has to be passed.
Thank you very much, Representative Liu. At this time, negative team will open the floor to a 1-minute cross-examination of this constructive. Your time starts now.
Okay, I believe that you said with the adoption aspect that some people get turned down because they are not married, correct?
Yes.
Single parents can adopt. I'm just saying. And also, you said that marriage gives people economic what's the word I'm looking for? Gains, yes. But some things are already legal that can still give same to nearly same economic gains for these couples, such as civil unions, civil partnerships, domestic partnerships, registered partnerships, and unregistered cohabitation statuses. Thank you.
10 seconds.
Some states, though, do allow, to go back to your earlier point, they do need a second parent in order for a person to adopt. Some states, it's by law.
Which states would
We
it be?
should contact those states.
Which states?
We are
Or we can pass this bill.
Thank you, Representatives Kelsey, Line, Bellino, and King. At this time, the negative team has 30 seconds to prepare for their second and final constructive. Your preparation time starts now. Ten seconds. Ready? Excellent. Negative team will open the floor to a 3-minute second constructive of the bill. Have I such a speech? Representative Duttlinger, the floor is yours.
All right, as we stated before, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people frequently face violence motivated by their sexuality or gender identity. Violence may be executed by the state, as in laws prescribing homosexual acts, or by individuals engaging in intimidation, mobbing, or assaulting. In saying that, should we allow these young people to commit marriage at such a young age? After all, if you're 16, you may be an adult in Kentucky, but according to the U.S. Army, you must be 18. Should we make the law 18 for all marriages to decrease the likelihood that a couple would not fully understand these ramifications of being gay in an anti-gay society? Economically, do we as a country want to make a decision about the internal nature of human love based simply on a possible economic gain? Have we become so shallow that we will only recognize civil rights if money is to be made? But in other cases, as the term marriage penalty applies, whether they file jointly or separately, married couples can end up paying the government more money than they would have than they stayed single. This is especially true for a couple who earns more money, because together they can push themselves into a higher tax bracket than they would face as single filers. One of the trickiest challenges for gay couples is estate planning. While heterosexual spouses can inherit the wealth of their deceased spouses without paying federal estate tax, gay couples do not have that option. The federal estate tax currently kicks in at $2 million, which includes life insurance payouts. Clearly a financial problem for gay couples. Many tax breaks for couples were designed with the idea of relieving burden from a family in mind. However, homosexual couples are less likely to have children than heterosexual couples. The possibility of same-sex marriage requires social reconsideration of the meaning of marriage. This is an inherently stressful situation for these people. The standards for marriage in the United States are generally set by individual states. Furthermore, opposite-sex marriages in one state are generally honored in all other states and by the federal government.
Probably about another 40 seconds. Excellent. Thank you, representatives. Affirmative team, you have 1 minute to cross-examine this constructive. Your time starts now.
Okay, you said something about the social reconstruction of the meaning of marriage, which would be stressful. I believe you said that. Well, the social reconstruction of the meaning of racial equality was stressful too during the 1960s, but yet we came through that, and now blacks and whites have a fair chance at life. And it has proved beneficial in both cases. Thank you.
10 seconds.
No further questions?
Excellent. Thank you, affirmative team. Affirmative team, you will have 30 seconds to prepare for your first rebuttal. I will remind my representatives no new information will be introduced to the floor. Your preparation time starts now. Ten seconds. Kind of. Affirmative preparation time is now ended. Representatives, we will open the floor to a 2-minute affirmative rebuttal of the bill. Have I such a speech? Ms. Line, the floor is yours.
Okay, you said that there should be consenting age. Well, there's a consenting age for heterosexual marriage too. I believe that if you want that change for homosexual relationships, we have to change that also for heterosexual relationships. Also, for a sound mind, that's kind of ambiguous, but we do need to concede to that and put some of that into our bill. Also, if they face violence, there's still racial violence going on, even though the 1960s occurred about 50 years ago and blacks have their rights now. It's slow steps, but I think if we equalize gay marriage right now, we can take those steps into the future and do it quicker than we would if we waited longer for this. And again, the social reconstruction of the meaning of marriage, as I stated earlier, we had to socially reconstruct all of society during the 1960s to give blacks the rights they deserve. But yeah, we pulled through it, and they have the rights that they deserve. And I believe that gays need the rights that they deserve now. And attending counseling sessions, that further discriminates against gay people. Because when you make them attend counseling sessions, then you say you don't have to do that for heterosexual relationships, which push them into a position where they feel as if they are treated unequally as to heterosexual relationships.
10 seconds.
In conclusion, I believe that America is ready for this. Powerful people have stepped forward and have said that they are openly gay, and I believe that we are ready as a society to step forward and to give these people.
Thank you very much, Representative Line. We will now allow the negative team 30 seconds to prepare for their first rebuttal. Your preparation time starts now. Ten seconds. And our preparation time has ended. Negative team will open the floor to a first rebuttal 2 minutes long in negative of the bill. Have I such a speech? Representative Bellino, the floor is yours.
All right. You guys continually keep talking about this LGBT, which, correct me if I'm wrong, stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual people. Now, you keep saying that a transsexual person chooses their sexual orientation. Okay, well then why would there have to be a T associated with this abbreviation? I don't understand why, if they get to choose, they would be already in one of these categories. There would be no need for a transsexual category. Now, I think that would be because they feel discriminated. So technically, you would still be discriminated on them because they want their own categories, and you're taking it away from them. So I just still think that's discrimination, whether they choose or not. They still want to be recognized as a transsexual. Now, also you said that we are going to argue that America is not ready for this jump into marriage equality. We have never actually said that we are not ready for this. We just said that we are for marriage equality, but we just do not agree with the way this is put out in this bill. However, your point of being denied rights and fighting for your rights, similar to that of the racial movement in the early 1900s or mid-1900s, we will concede to that. That is a valid point that it could be seen as discriminatory against this group of people.
You got about 20 seconds.
Pretty much all
Excellent. Thank you very much, Representative. At this time, the affirmative team has 30 seconds to prepare for their second rebuttal. Your preparation time starts now. Ten seconds. And our affirmative preparation time is ended. Affirmative team will open the floor to a 1-minute second rebuttal of the bill. Have I such a speech? Representative Kelsey, the floor is yours.
As mentioned earlier, if you pass this bill, all homosexual couples will be granted the same rights as people who are already married, including members of our military. Now this is especially relevant to me, speaking from my own experience, because my uncle, Sergeant Stephen Troca, who is currently fighting in Afghanistan, is himself a homosexual. I mention this because his boyfriend Jeff, who currently lives with him, not only has to deal with the fear of having his partner in a war zone, but he has to deal with the fear that if anything, God forbid, were to happen to my uncle, he would not only be able to deny access to my uncle's benefits that he's built up through the year for retirement, he would probably lose the house. And this is not just for him, this is for 66,000 other military individuals who
10 seconds.
claim to themselves to be homosexual. So in conclusion, this bill will deny access to many people for benefits.
Thank you very much, Representative Kelsey. Negative team, 30 seconds to prepare for your second rebuttal. Your preparation time starts now. Ten seconds. And our preparation time is ended. Negative team will open the floor to a second rebuttal, the length of 1 minute. Have I such a speech? Representative Bellino, the floor is yours.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for conceding to recognize our points on the age verification and the need for clarity in that of consent of marriage of a mentally ill person. However, I don't understand why you say that us wanting a counsel before a homosexual couple can be married is discriminatory, because it is pretty much a known fact that the majority of people in the United States have a religious affiliation. And many times, religious denominations will ask couples to go through counseling on their own before they can be married, and that's a heterosexual couple. So I don't understand how that's
10 seconds remain.
Both sides would have to do it, and that would not be discriminatory. We just want them to be prepared for what they will have to face.
We're
if
doing
they
it for the better of the people and their safety.
It should not be required.
Thank you, Representatives King, Bellino, and Line. The affirmative team has 30 seconds to prepare for their third and final rebuttal. Your preparation time starts now. Ten seconds. And our affirmative preparation time has ended. Affirmative team will open the floor to a 1-minute third and final rebuttal of the bill. Have I such a speech? Representative Kelsey, the floor is yours.
By not passing this bill, we deny benefits to thousands of same-sex couples around the U.S. Homosexual members of the military, my uncle included, and 66,000 other individuals will continue to worry about their partners losing their homes or benefits in the case of death. Furthermore, although you can't put a price on love, you can put a price on marriage. In New Jersey alone, they raised $248 million from gay marriage. And all this is not alone is a valid reason, it is definitely a benefit. Furthermore, you mentioned that transgender is not included in the bill, but the bill in Part B states of any other sexual orientation. So we believe that that is included, even if
Do
it's
not
not.
use the word LGBT. They use sexual orientation, and you can only have two sexual orientation, either homosexual or heterosexual.
Thank you.
10 seconds. Good?
So in
Oh, sorry,
conclusion,
go ahead.
if we do not pass this bill, thousands will lose potential benefits and we'll miss out on additional income.
Thank you very much, Representative Kelsey. Negative team, 30 seconds to prepare for your third and final rebuttal. Your time starts now. Ten seconds. And our negative preparation time has ended. Negative team will open the floor to a 1-minute third and final rebuttal. Have I such a speech? Representative Chen, the floor is yours.
Okay, so we want to legalize the marriage of same-sex couples, and we'd love to see these couples experience all the positive aspects of marriage. However, the bills before us does not account for how we want this legalization to come about. We should wait to legalize a bill that will benefit more people and take into account as many options as possible. We want the same rights for mentally disabled, heterosexual, and homosexual. We would also like this bill to codify an age consent specifically. Lastly, we want to take into account the aspect of group counseling before a homosexual marriage will take place. This counseling will have only positive impact on the couples.
But that should be optional. They should not be forced to do
10
that.
seconds. Excellent. Thank you very much,